Easter is just around the corner, and when we found out that Clover have released their brand new custard, we said we have to do it justice and make a classic Malva pudding. There really is no better pairing in the dessert world than these two. So today we're going to be making mini Malvas with a citrus twist, served with all the custard your heart desires. Jay, this sounds like a South African classic.
It definitely is, and it's something that resonates with South Africans all around the world, and it's something that brings back just a feeling of home, and with Clover custard it's just made even better.
You know, this is what I'm all about. In fact, before we get into the actual baking of the Malva, I've got some taste testers, because as soon as I take out custard from the fridge, the first thing I have to do is have a little taste test for myself.
Oh,
yeah,
so smooth, and delicious.
Absolutely silky and can elevate any dessert.
Definitely. So let's get onto the dessert. So I've started with 2 eggs and a cup of sugar, and we're going to cream that. So we're doing the creaming method. So this is a traditional way that you would start the Malva pudding, and you want to get it nice and aerated. I have used brown sugar just because I like that caramelized taste that it gives.
Definitely.
Into that, we're just going to go in with 2 tablespoons of oil, just to add that moistness. And then we've got 2 forms of dairy. We've got some milk, which I'm going to slowly pour in there. And now you want to do this slowly so that your eggs, emulsify with all of these ingredients and they don't split.
Beautiful. Okay. Now, Jay, when it comes to a Malva pudding, it seems as if there has to be ratios that you have to consider to get it moist and succulent. No one likes a dry Malva pudding.
Not at all, but baking is a science, Pali. So when it comes to a recipe like this, we've basically just taken a standard Malva pudding recipe and we've just added a twist with an orange marmalade. We haven't changed up the oil, the eggs, and the sugar. That's usually the 3 things in a cake recipe that you shouldn't play around with. Okay, so we've got some yogurt in there as well, and I'm going to go in with a touch of vanilla paste. Now the reason we use the yogurt is because when you make a Malva pudding, to get the rise, we're not using baking powder. What we're doing is we're using bicarb and a bit of vinegar. Okay. So we're going to mix those 2 together, and you can see how it starts bubbling.
Immediately.
And now that will also react with the yogurt in there. To give you the rise. So that's why we've added a bit of yogurt in there. And
it
also,
does kind of feel like a little bit of a science project, yes?
A bit of a science project, but now we're going to just try and work a bit quickly, because that's going to immediately start reacting. Okay. In we go with our orange marmalade, and we're going to just get that mushed up. Now, instead of marmalade, a lot of people would use apricot jam. Yes. So it's almost exactly interchangeable. So that's why we've used the orange marmalade. Again, not particularly playing around with the ratios of the recipe. And then we're going to go in with our final step, which is our flour. And
Chef Jay, you've already got some things bubbling there on the pot.
And it's bubbling quite vigorously, so I've actually just turned that down. So what that is the syrup or sauce that we usually would pour over onto our Malva as they come out of the oven. So in there I've just got sugar, I've got butter and cream, and then we've also, just to bring out the zesty flavors in the Malva, we've added some orange juice in there as well.
For myself, Malva can be paired with ice cream, but today we're pairing it with our delicious Clover custard. I'm going to pour some more over the top. I mean, just for that additional creaminess and that additional sweetness that the custard. And I'm going to put it on the side, not over it.
Okay, can you put mine over?
There we go.
And I don't want you to hold back. I would like you to add as much as you'd like, because I think it's just going to be...
But we got to save some for later. Okay. We got to save some for later.
And while you are tasting Pali, I'm going to start filling the tin, putting it into the oven at 180 degrees. This is quite a small mold, so this will only bake for 15 to 20 minutes. If you're using a bigger mold, obviously extend the time, but keep checking. Okay,
keep checking, and just like that, they come out looking as good as this. Okay, let me dive in. Let me know what you think. Bravo.
So well balanced, not overly sweet, smooth, moist. everything you want in Malva and custard.
And just like that, serve your family some love this Easter by ensuring Clover custard is the only custard in all your desserts. To get your hands on this full recipe for these mini Malvas, you can please visit afternoonexpress.co.za.
Elevate your custard game with the all-new vanilla-flavored Clover custard. So creamy and smooth, it makes all the other desserts a little jelly.